Mr. 845 back with another gig log, and today we are outside of Lynch's on the Green in my hometown of Thiels, New York. We have a Galentine's Day themed brunch with 80s, 90s, and 2000s music all on tap. So we're going to take you inside the venue, we're going to get set up, and we're going to kind of walk you through what I'm expecting today and what the day might look like. Let's get to it. So for those of you who don't know, the reason why they call it Lynch's on the Green is because Lynch's is actually located on a golf course. This is Philip J. Rotella Golf Course. And the reason I love working at Lynch's, aside from the fact that the staff is absolutely lovely, is because Lynch's is right here, and because they usually will let me just drive my car right up here and I can load in through those doors. So load in takes usually no more than 3 minutes or so. Now let's get inside the actual venue. All right, so let's take a look inside Lynch's on the Green. So as you can see, a fairly small, quaint room. I'm gonna be set up right over here in this area. Typically when I do events here, which are private events, I'm usually right over here, but since they do have all their tables, this is a sold out event. We have about 100 people that we're gonna have packed into this room. They have me over here for today. We moved the one speaker because like one speaker, we did a sound check. This one speaker is more than enough to power this room. So we moved it from that side where it initially was over here, so we are not blowing out the eardrums of the bartending staff, but also so that the wait staff can get over there and take orders and do what they need to do. I did speak to the event manager, and they said that they are looking for people to dance. So even though this is, a golf course, I'm told that if we can get them up and dancing, please do so. So that is why you always, double, triple check with people who book you and find out what the expectations are, because if they want it just light and easy and I start hitting them with some bangers, I don't know that they were going to be too thrilled with that. We should be getting underway in about 10 minutes or so. So let's see what this room looks like once we have everybody in here. The Galentine's Day brunch is in the books, and I can confidently say this is going to be a gig that I'm going to remember for the foreseeable future, if not probably for the rest of my DJ career, because it is just a constant reminder as to why you should never have any preconceived notions going into an event, why you should always, always, always over-communicate with the people you are working with, and it is a testament to just, pushing through and not letting the crowd kind of gets you if they're not dancing or if they're not necessarily responding to the music that you're playing. Just, as Nick Spinelli likes to say, just, keep your head down and mix, and, just keep throwing stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Now, on the positive side, I'm glad that I asked the event manager what kind of vibe they were going for. What was the expectation for this brunch? Because, when she told me we're looking for people to dance, that's very important to know, as opposed to we're just trying to keep it nice and chill, because those are two very different energies that you're bringing into that room. And so you want to make sure that you're matching whatever energy the person who booked you is looking for. So that was in the back of my mind, try to get them up and dancing. However, if they're not up and dancing now, it's going to be back in the back of your mind, like, oh God, they're not dancing, and the manager really wants me to get them to dance. So I really got to, push forward and get this going. But as long as you know what the end goal is, you can at least work towards it. Now on the negative side, and this is fully on me, what I should have asked the event manager ahead of time was, even though it's a sold out brunch, are all the reservations at the same time, or are they staggered? Because I was booked from 11 o'clock in the morning until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had just assumed, and you know what happens when you assume, I had assumed that all the reservations were coming in at 11 o'clock. I assumed that just everyone was showing up around 11 o'clock. But, as it gets later and later and later, I'm wondering, where is everybody? And I had asked some of the bartenders and some of the staff, hey, do you know where everyone is? And they're like, yeah, well, we have some reservations at 12, 12:30. They're staggered. And then I looked at the tables and I saw that there were little place cards with, the person's name. So Mike, party of 8, and then 12 o'clock, 12:30. Some were even 1 o'clock, 1:30. So I'm looking at this room, which again is not very large. And when you're looking at a half-empty room, it can kind of be a little demoralizing. And also when it's a half-empty room, everyone in the room who is there is cognizant of that. So if, table 1 wants to get up and dance, but they are one of only 4 tables, they don't really want to be the lone one to kind of go up there, I don't think. So, and I feel like you're not really going to hook that many people to come dance with you, as opposed to if it's a full crowd of people, maybe if you get up there, you can entice more people to join you. But I even texted my wife at one point. I'm like, there's really nobody here. They're just not reacting to anything. And it was kind of getting to me, and I'm trying to figure out what to do. And again, it's an 80s, 90s, 2000s brunch. So you're limited in terms of what decades you can play. But also it's a themed brunch. It's a Galentine's themed brunch. And maybe I'm just, overly specific, but I'm trying to avoid songs that have to do with, trying to get a man back or something like that. And I'm trying to focus on more, female empowerment songs or songs about friendships. So I'm trying to keep, I'm trying to tell a story through the music that I'm playing. And when things aren't working, you're almost where do I pivot? Do I try to maybe pull back, try to sneak into the late 70s, or maybe try to sneak in an early 2010s song or something like that? Do I play a song that is popular that maybe doesn't go with the Galentine's Day theme in the hopes that works? And these are just all the things that are running through your head. And also, you don't want to burn some of your really big hits when there's nobody there, because if it does pick up, you want to be able to save those songs for when there's the maximum amount of people in the room. So these are all the things that are constantly running in my head during this gig in particular. And I'm hearing some people maybe singing along, the bartenders are singing along, so I know they're having a good time. But the event manager told me, we're trying to get people up and dancing. So I'm really trying to think, how can I get them up and dancing? And I know that, I Want to Dance with Somebody is a tried and true classic. It works at weddings, it works at, house parties, it works at bars, it works at brunches, and it is a perfect song for a Galentine's Day brunch, because it's a song that women typically love. It's a fun, upbeat song that usually puts people in a good mood. So it's a great song to try to, either pick up the energy or trying to get people to have a better time than they are currently having. And for this song, as soon as I dropped it, I saw women that are at my 10 o'clock, they start singing along. And of course, once that chorus comes, hands are going up in the air, singing along. And then I start to see other tables throwing their hands up and they're singing along. And now I'm like, okay, well, now I've got them hooked. How can I reel them in? And as a DJ, this is a pivotal part of your set, because, you've been waiting to get people on the hook. And also, you don't know what's going on in everyone's minds. So this table that's singing along right here could be oh, this is the song that triggered us that we really, really like. Whereas, maybe the table in the back has been waiting to get up and they're I'm just waiting on, the energy to kind of pick up, and I'm waiting for other tables to react, and then we'll get up and start dancing. So you don't want to hook them and then lose them right away with the next song. You want to try to figure out a way to keep that energy going, build that energy, and if in this case, try to get people out onto the dance floor so that they can start dancing as the person who booked you requested. Another big key to success for this brunch was listening to the requests, listening to what the guests say. Now, there are some DJs who are I'm the DJ, don't tell me what to play, I don't take requests. That ain't me. Unless it's a wedding and the bride and groom say, hey, we're not taking requests from people, who am I to not take requests from people? Someone came up and they were like, we want to hear some freestyle. Freestyle is one of my least favorite genres of music, but as a DJ, it is not about you. It's not about what you want to hear. It's about what the guests want to hear. And if the guests who you've been waiting to get up and dance are asking for freestyle, I don't care if freestyle is the bane of your existence. And if you hate every single freestyle song that's ever been released, you play freestyle. And that's what I did. And I'm glad I did, because the same group that was singing along to I Want to Dance with Somebody, they're the ones who were making the request. So on top of it just being a request, and at that point I'm listening to almost any request that will come my way. If the group that is showing the most energy in the room is now requesting songs and they're essentially telling you, hey, if you play this, we will dance to it, I'm playing that music. And also I've played 45 minutes of just a wide range of songs, and that's not working. If freestyle is working, I'm gonna sit in that pocket. So some DJs say, maybe play like 10 minutes of a set and then get out, go to something else. Play 15 minutes of a set, and don't sit in it too long because you're gonna lose the people. I personally think that as long as people are dancing to it, I'm gonna sit there. Especially if it's like the group that requested freestyle are the only people who are dancing, then I'm gonna sit in it longer than I normally would because nobody else is dancing. So I'm gonna appease the people who are up and dancing. I'm not gonna sit there and try to pivot to something else to try to hook that table back there. And then if they don't dance, now the group that is dancing, they sit down, and now I got nothing, and I'm starting from scratch again. So I'd rather kind of feed the base that is appeasing me rather than trying to get greedy and hooking in more people when I've already tried 45 minutes worth of stuff that wasn't working. In the end, the event wound up being a massive success. In 18 years of DJing, I don't know that I've handed out more cards. I heard from guests saying that they had a great time. The event manager said that she had a great time. The bartender said they had a great time. The owner of the restaurant came and said he had a great time and that he's looking to have me back for more events. So in every conceivable way, this was a smash success, and it's also a testament to looking at the end result and not necessarily the complete body of work, because for me, because I'm very, very critical of myself and very, very hard on myself, my initial reaction is like, man, like for an hour I couldn't get them to do anything, and then I got some nibbles here and there and eventually kind of got them going, but like it could have been better. I walk away from every gig thinking like it could have been better, but I had to walk away from that just saying like, you know what, I handed out a bunch of cards. People are not asking for cards if they had a really crappy time. So go off of that, and then go off of the fact that the person who booked you said they had a great time. The owner of the venue said they had a great time. That's all you need to know. So that's pretty much it for my Galentine's Day recap. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you found some value from it. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you watch the next video when it drops. Peace.